Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I know it's getting kind of late. There's a lot of things going on. We have all sorts of spring sports and winter sports. And we're all in the throes of school itself, starting second semester. I'm Jim Strength. I'm the principal here at Jasper County High School, and you have before you the class of 2027 that brought them out here. You'll hear from me several times, and I will always encourage you to be a tremendous part of your child's life as they go through high school, because one of the few things that I've encountered as an administrator in high school is that our kids get big bodies and we assume they're grown, but they're really not. So I encourage you to stay a part of their life even when they push you away and don't want you to know anything about it, because you are still a very important piece in seeing them make it to 2027 and being successful and going on for their jobs or careers, technical college or college. So, you know, it is a big deal. I know that if you're a first-time high school parent, this is a little scary, but it's fine, I promise. It's going to be okay. If it's your second one, you probably already understand what's going on. You're like, I don't know why I'm here. But we're going to go through some of the processes that you will be seeing coming up this month and into next month about registration and getting your kid ready, and also what it means to graduate from high school. So once again, welcome to the high school. We're looking forward to having your students, your children here in our building. And if you ever need anything, please contact us up here. I also have a set of car keys, and if you can describe them to me, you'll be able to go home tonight. I'll be right over here as you leave today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jessica Stills, and I'm one of the counselors here at the high school. Thank you for taking the time to come out and learn a little bit about the transition to high school. I wanted to describe kind of how our evening will work. So we have our elective classes and our fine arts classes that are open this evening. So we're kind of designed this as another open house. So after we're done here with this presentation, you're welcome to roam the building, talk to those teachers, go into those classrooms. There's also students here that are taking these classes, and we'll talk about what those classes are soon. But just to give you an idea of the classes that you would want to take when you get to the high school. If you go down this main hallway, you will find our art classroom that's on the left. If you take a right on the first hallway, you will find our business classrooms, our computer classrooms, our early childhood. If you keep going down that hallway, it will dead end, to like a 4 points. That's our healthcare classroom. And then if you go down this hallway, you will find our audio, video, and engineering pathway, and then our agriculture pathway. So make sure you check all those out tonight. After we go over some information, you'll see why that's important. So there are two counselors in the counseling office. Ms. Cox is running the presentation in the background, but we do divide by alphabet. That doesn't mean that we'll turn you or your child away at the door if you're not on our alphabet. It's just a way to keep processes moving smoothly. And then we have a registrar, Ms. Miller, who's also in our office. We have an open door policy in our office. So students, if you need us, we're right here across from the media center. You can drop in, you can shoot us an email. We also have a QR code that you can scan if you need to see us, but we serve all students. So why would you visit the counseling office? So personal social reasons, talk about grades, GPA, we're in charge of scheduling. We can talk about career plan, graduation plan. We can give you information about testing. So when you get to be a junior or senior, you'll be thinking about college and the tests that are required to get there. And then we can also do peer mediation or parent-student teacher conferences, 504 plans. So please reach out to us. A lot of people just call us and ask us questions. Or if we don't know the answer, we can definitely direct you to the person that is. So at the high school, each student will take 7 classes. Progress reports are sent home every 4.5 weeks, and report cards are sent home every 9 weeks. Final grades are posted at the conclusion of each year. So you will get, obviously on progress reports and report cards, grades, but the end of the year grade is the one that will go in your transcript, which we'll talk about in a second. All of our classes are year-long classes except health and PE, which is a half-credit course. And we use the same grading scale across the county. And we do add 5 additional points for honors classes and 10 additional points if you're taking an AP course. This is our grading scale, so how it's broken down. So first semester is 40%, second semester is 40%, and then if you have an end of the year assessment, whether that be an EOC or a final exam, that's going to be 20% of your yearly average. So in order to be successful at the high school, we would ask you to do a couple of things. Like Mr. Strink said, the biggest thing is to be involved. I know sometimes parents are like, well, they're in high school now, they'll figure it out. But we still want you to communicate with teachers. But we also want to put students in charge of communicating and advocating for themselves when they're working with teachers. So if you're not already using Infinite Campus as a parent, please get on Infinite Campus. This is the best way to keep up with attendance and grades for your child. And then to students, we will also encourage you to use Infinite Campus and to check it regularly. This is how you'll know if you have missing assignments. This is how you know what your grade is in the class. And so if you're not checking that and you're not aware, you may not be aware that you might not be on the verge of passing in class, or you may be missing an assignment that you thought you turned in. So please utilize Infinite Campus. Remind 101 is that we use, several teachers use that, obviously our county uses that to pass out information, and so this is another good way for parents and students to stay connected to their teacher. And then Google Classroom. These are going to be kind of our teacher web pages, so if you're out, always check the Google Classroom and see what you're missing or what they covered in the classroom that day. Attendance is taken by class period. So attendance is important for incentives. We do PBIS incentives every month, and we look at things like attendance and behavior and tardies. We also, it's important if you don't have good attendance, you cannot run for things such as class officer or homecoming court, or you cannot attend prom. So there are some incentives along the way to have good attendance, not just, we want you to be here so you are learning too. Because when you're not here, you're missing a lot of instruction. In the event that you are late to school, you would have to check in at the front office and get a tardy pass. Excessive tardies do result in behavior referrals, so that's something that you want to avoid. These are the graduation requirements for students at Jasper County High School. You have to have 23 credits in order to graduate. Every time you pass a class, you earn a credit. So you have to have 4 math, 4 English, 4 science, 4 social studies, health and PE, and then the rest of your classes are called electives, and those are the classes that are non-academic that you get to choose from, and so we'll go into that. But part of this 7 classes may be foreign language. So at the high school we offer Spanish and French. It's not required in order to graduate, but it is required if you plan to attend a 4-year university. These are the registration procedures for your student for this upcoming spring. So tonight, you're getting the information. If you came in, there was a kind of a half sheet that said your course plan. On that half sheet, we would encourage you as you're walking through the halls and hearing the information and getting the list of classes to kind of go ahead and look and see what you want to take when you come to the high school. So our teachers, we will use map data from the middle school and some teacher recommendations to put in your academic classes. So everybody will take English, math, science, and social studies. If you've not taken health and PE at the middle school, you will take health and PE. And then you will get to pick your electives. So that's what we're doing tonight. And then on the night of February 21st and February 23rd, you will sign up for an appointment on either of those nights. We have appointments starting from 3:30 to 6:30. On either the orange piece of paper or the course plan sheet, there is a QR code, and it will take you to a Sign Up Genius, and you sign up. You and your student have to come that night. So the student will log into their account, and y'all can sit down together to pick your classes. But you right now will have a month to be thinking about what you want to take. So when you come that night, we'd encourage you to bring that course plan sheet, and it'll make the process even easier. But if you have questions between now and then, please reach out to us at the high school, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. The appointment should last 20 minutes, but as soon as you're in there and you know what you want, and you can be out as quickly as 5. So we just have them divided up in 20-minute time segments. And then if you're not able to attend on either of those nights, we will come down to the middle school at a later date and register your child. So we would encourage you to be able to attend on either of those nights. So like I said, we will put in the academic classes. So on this evening, you will review those. If you want to make changes to those, we can discuss that and make any changes. and then you will be able to select your elective. So please, please, please sign up tonight using the QR code, or take it home and you can look at your calendar and make sure you sign up for a registration appointment. So again, these are the classes that you will take, your academic classes. We have 9th grade English or honors 9th grade English. For science, you'll take biology or honors biology. In social studies, it's government, honors government, or AP government. For math, it's going to be coordinate algebra, accelerated coordinate algebra, and then health and PE. So, and all students will take 7 classes. So if you've already taken health and PE, that would eliminate 1 class you would have to take, so you would have the option of taking 3 electives in addition to the 4 academic classes that you've selected. So tonight we talked about how this will be an opportunity for you to explore some of the electives that we offer. And these are the pathway classes. So these are called our CTAE pathway, and I'll get Miss Ellis. She is our CTAE director, and so she will go through more of this. But these are the pathways that we offer here at Jasper County High School. In addition to our CTAE pathways, we have fine arts pathways in foreign language, and then we also have band, art, and pottery. You will have to take the first course in the pathway, and so when you came in, if you got the blue piece of paper, it actually only includes the first pathway. So when you come to registration, it's also a good idea to bring that blue piece of paper with you so you know the class that you're looking for. Now I'll also introduce Ms. Ellis. She is our director of CTAE, and she's going to talk about what CTAE is and what the benefits are.
Thank you again for being here with us. As shared, my name is Tessia Ellis, and I'm the director of CTAE here at Jasper County Schools. So we all hear the term CTAE, and we have a lot of acronyms in education. And so CTAE is Career Technical Agricultural Education. And essentially what that is it's a pathway, a collection of courses that enable students to learn a skill or a trade while they're simultaneously mastering that academic content. Here at the high school, we actually have 12 different pathways that live within 8 different career clusters. We have agriculture, audio, video, technology and film, biotechnology, business, early childhood education, engineering, healthcare, and information technology. What's interesting about best practice in CTAE is we don't just randomly select these courses. What we do is we go out into the community, we look at our business, we look at our industry, we take all types of economic development data, and then we identify what type of workforce is on the horizon for our students. And then we ensure that the pathway and the courses that we offer here at the school align to those. Pathway completers. So as Ms. Sills had just shared, on the blue sheet you're going to have your intro classes, but the pathway is a sequence of 3 classes, 1, 2, and 3. So you'll have your introductory course that you'll take, then if that's really a pathway that you like, you'll take that 2nd class, and then finally your 3rd class. On the 3rd class, that's where kind of the sweet spot is, that we like to say. That's where your student is fully prepared to take assessments that can actually earn them industry credentials that they can use as soon as they graduate from high school. We're really excited to share, this actually just went out on social media today, we have 100% graduation rate in CTAE. What that means is that all of our students that take CTAE courses, 100% of them are going on to graduate from high school here at Jasper County. That's the 3 E's is kind of like our initiative and our kind of pie in the sky: enrolled, enlisted, or employed. We want our students to come to school and know that when they walk across the stage, that they are going to be enrolled in a 2-year school or a 4-year school, enlisted into a military of their choosing, if that is of their interest, or employed straight into the workforce. We also have something called student organizations. You'll hear them as CTSO, Career Student Technical Organizations, and those are tied to the respective pathways. So these are leadership opportunities that students get to exercise while they're here at school. We have FBLA, Skills USA, FFA, and HOSA. Last year, you may have noticed this in the newspaper, but we applied for a really large grant and we were awarded $85,000. And you will be able to see some of the benefits of that grant work as you tour the labs. So a big part of our work is if we're going to equip students with innovative opportunities, we have to make sure that our labs remain innovative and our teachers have the most cutting edge supplies. So we applied for the grant. You'll see some brand new stick welders and ag welders in our ag mechanics courses. We have lots of automated babies that are in our early education classes, lots of printing materials that are in our business classes, and great, wonderful lab equipment in our biotechnology and healthcare labs. Tomorrow, I'm really excited that I get to share this with you in person. You should have noticed as you were coming in, there's a handout. It's for next steps. You can register. I know that you're in 8th grade, many of you, but you can register as an incoming 9th grader. Tomorrow there is a free virtual workshop, and it is going to be amazing. There are several communities and several school systems, college and career academies within our region that have all partnered together. It starts at 6 p.m. That QR code is right up there. It's also on the handout that I provided. They're going to be talking about apprenticeships. They're going to be talking about connecting with industries and all types of careers. Again, it's completely free. Georgia Power, the Army, Technical College System of Georgia, Atlanta Gaslight, and Delta are just a few of the speakers that are going to be there. So definitely explore that. And again, my name is Ms. Ellis, and I'm located in the Media Center, and I'm the director of CTAE. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
In addition, one of the other resources that we offer here in Jasper County is called Youth Science. And hopefully as a middle school student you've heard of this. In high school you will definitely hear of this. But this is a free career aptitude assessment that is built into your child's Infinite Campus. And they probably started this either in 6th grade or 7th grade. But when you log into Youth Science, it tells you a lot of interesting things about yourself. It goes over your aptitudes and your interests. And so it's looking at natural talents and abilities as well as things that you're interested in. So while you're thinking about what do I want to do after high school, this would be another good resource to utilize and to look and see what am I actually really good at. And so when you're selecting your electives, don't just say, oh, well, I think, because my friend picked healthcare, I'm going to pick healthcare. Look and see what you're actually going to be good at one day and what you're really interested in. And if it says something like dental hygiene or veterinarian, then maybe you want to go into biotechnology or healthcare or agriculture. So just another resource we wanted you to be aware of. It's called Youth Science, and you can access this through your child's Infinite Campus. So in addition to earning 23 credits in order to graduate from high school, in order to be promoted to the next grade, you have to have a certain number of credits. So you have to pass the class in order to earn the credit, and then you have to pass so many classes in certain areas to be considered a 10th grader, to be considered an 11th grader, to be considered a 12th grader. And why is this important? Because we don't want you to stay in 9th grade forever, but also when you think about things like I want to run for class office, I want to be on homecoming court, I want to go to prom, you have to be in the correct grade level. So this is just something to keep in mind, 8th graders, when you're here next year, in order to move up to the 10th grade, you have to have at least 5 credits, one of which has to be in math and one of which has to be in English. So I talked a lot about credits and courses, and so all of this goes on a cumulative record called your transcript. And so why is your transcript important? It's because that is where it hosts your class rank and your GPA, and then that's also what you'll use when you start applying to colleges, applying for jobs, looking for apprenticeships or internships. And so this is a permanent cumulative record of all the classes that you've taken. And we still have people that come back today who have graduated 10, 15 years ago who are asking for a copy of their transcript. So it's very, very important. And that's why it's so important to do your best work while you're here, so your transcript is a great and accurate representation of this type of student that you are. So again, I mentioned another acronym called GPA. So your GPA is your grade point average. And so this takes all of the grades that you've made while you were in high school and averages them together to give you a rolling GPA. Your cumulative GPA can be weighted or unweighted. So weighted would include any extra points, unweighted would not. And your HOPE GPA is only going to include academic classes and parents. This is the one that's very important because this one is tied to money. So, the HOPE Scholarship is a scholarship that's sponsored by the state of Georgia. It's lottery funded, and it's based on your HOPE GPA, so that academic core GPA. In order to receive the HOPE Scholarship, you have to have at least a 3.0 HOPE GPA. In order to receive the Zell Miller Scholarship, you have to have at least a 3.7 Hope GPA and also meet the testing requirements. The difference in these, not only the requirements, more rigor for Zell, but the Hope will pay for about 80% of tuition, whereas Zell will cover all tuition. So this is something that you will start working towards your 9th grade year. So you don't want to put yourself in a hole 9th grade year and try to dig yourself out. You want to start at the top. So in addition to having the GPA requirements, you also have to take certain courses. And those courses include these. So you have to take at least advanced algebra or an equivalent or higher course, chemistry, physics, or something higher, an AP course or a dual enrollment course, or a second year of a foreign language. Now, this does not mean you have to take dual enrollment. It does not mean you have to take AP, but you have to take at least 4 of these in any of these areas. Typically, students who are going to a 4-year college they're going to have to take a second year of foreign language. They're going to have to take an advanced math. We highly recommend chemistry or physics. So easily, those are taken care of without even touching AP or dual enrollment if that's just something that you're not interested in. So I mentioned AP classes, honors classes, and dual enrollment. So a lot of students say, well, why should I want to do these? Well, it does boost your GPA, and it does prepare you for higher education. So if a 4-year college is something that you want to do, this may be the route for you to take. We want you to be prepared when you get to college. It's easy to take, the easy classes and boost your GPA, but we don't want you to get to college and not be successful. So we want you to have that rigor that our AP classes and our dual enrollment classes and our honors classes take. And yes, it's going to require some more work. Yes, it may require work outside of school, but that's going to be what you're going to experience if you go to a 4-year college. We do have dual enrollment opportunities. So dual enrollment is a state-sponsored program where you can earn college credit and high school credit. You cannot start it until you're in your 10th grade year. But we have partnerships with 4-year universities and technical colleges. So in the 10th grade, you are eligible to partner with one of our technical colleges. So we have partnerships with Southern Crescent and Central Georgia Tech. We have students who take welding courses, diesel mechanics courses, criminal justice, early childhood, and cosmetology. And so they're earning college credit for those and high school credit, and they leave campus and take those classes. And then in 11th and 12th grade, you can take academic classes at any 4-year university. So we have partnerships with Georgia State, Middle Georgia, and GMC. And so if you're interested in any of those, we will discuss that with you and your child when that time comes, but just know that that is something that we also offer in addition to what we can offer in our building. So this is really early to throw this at you, but I just want you to be aware. So your junior and senior year, as you're preparing, if you decide you want to go to a 4-year college, you will need to take a college entrance exam. Those are called the SAT or the ACT. They're very similar. You're not required to take both, but you do have to take at least one to get up for 4-year university admissions. And in addition, if you're interested in going to a technical college, they also have entrance exams. But this is something that you don't have to worry about until junior or senior year, but just something to be thinking of. You can take at your 10th grade year. You will take in 10th grade in the fall, you will take the PSAT. It's a pre-SAT, and it will kind of give you an idea of how well you would do on the SAT. So extra steps to help with success as you transition to high school. Again, just monitor Infinite Campus. I cannot say that enough. When parents call and say, I don't know what's going on, I'm always like, do you have Infinite Campus? All right, let's get on there together and let's look at grades. Let's look at attendance. Let's look at behavior. What is your child doing in the classroom? How can we help fill these gaps of what's going on? Be proactive. This goes for students as well as parents. Reach out to teachers. Students, your teachers may teach 150 students. And so they cannot track you down and go, oh, I remembered you were out yesterday and I got all your work just prepared for you. They may forget that you were out. They may have had 20 kids out yesterday. So it's up to you to go and advocate and communicate with your teacher. Do not be afraid of them. They want to talk to you. They want you to talk to them. If you don't want to talk to them in person, email them, but please be proactive and talk to your teachers. A lot of these teachers, we actually have an after-school program Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where teachers will provide extra time for students to make up tests or quizzes or to retake or to remediate. So that's another good time. Reach out to your teachers, see when they're available if you feel like you're struggling in one of your classes. Again, check teacher websites. They all utilize Google Classroom. Everything is posted there. So if you're out, that would be the first place that I would go. Again, take advantage of tutoring opportunities for our after school program. We also have a week or a day during the week. This year it's on Tuesdays. It's called Hurricane Prep. And on Hurricane Prep days, it rotates every week. So, you know, our student John may be struggling in biology, and so on Tuesday, his biology teacher may request him for Hurricane Prep. And so between first and second period, for 45 minutes, he will go to his biology classroom and work on whatever he needs to work on. The next week, he may be struggling in math, so he will go and work on math. The next week, he may be working on the social studies fair project and needs to go to his social studies classroom. So every week it changes, but students can sign up for those. They can go to their teacher and say, hey, please request me for Hurricane Prep. I need to work on math work, or I need extra time to finish that test. And if students are not requested and they've completed their youth science assessment, then we have a free period in the gym for them. So there are some incentives to doing what you need to do, but it's used for not just remediation, but also acceleration. I cannot stress attendance and how important it is. When you're out, you miss 7 classes, and that's a lot of information to catch up on. So I'd encourage you to be here every day. Our students that are here every day are usually those that are, you know, top of their class because they're here, their teachers know that they care, and that goes a long way too when you get ready to go into the workforce. Your employer wants you to be there every day too. But if you are out, we know sickness goes around, just please make sure you get your makeup work. And then the other thing is, you know, Ms. Ellis talked about CTSOs. High school is a fun time to get involved. So we have club positions that you can get involved in. We have our CTSOs, athletics, fine arts. We have a lot on every Friday is another rotating schedule where we have clubs that meet. You have the Flying Disc Club, we have the Art Club, we have the Spanish Club, so it's not just FFA or FBLA, there's lots of other little clubs, and then also positions to be a freshman class officer. So just some things to think about. Being involved is very important in high school. So I think that wraps it up. So again, thank y'all for taking the time to listen. If y'all have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. But I encourage you to walk around our building and get an idea of some classes that you want to take. And then we will see you again in February 21st or 23rd to sign up for those classes. And then if you have any questions in between them, please let us know. Thank y'all.